Before I start this lesson, I'd like to give all praise and glory and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash. Double honor to the apostle, elders, and bishops, a great millstone who rule well and teach well. Shalom to 144,000 men that push again believe in this word in all true sincerity and sacrifice their lives on us to do so. Shalom to the men, women, and children that's tuning in and listening. And shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad on all four corners of the earth that look like the heathen, but call on the name of the Heavenly Father in truth and sincerity. And Lord, when this video edifying, quick, straight to the point. This video right here will be entitled a response to Rich Tidwell. We are the Lord's chosen people. I'm gonna shorten it up a little bit, but long story short, you know that guy, whatever his name is, is that his real name? Anyway, Rich Tidwell says the people in Europe, right, are the Israelites, which now to some degree there are Israelites in Europe. But nonetheless, the vast majority of the Israelites are here in America, Babylon the Great, by way of ships, right? By way of what? Slavery, right? We serve slavery, and you know, it is a weak argument now. It's going to show that these Edomites are hurt. They're hurt that the truth came out, and this light is shining on them. Right? Darkness don't like light. Dark beings do not like the light. Right? But it goes to show that, you know, these heathens know we're the true Israelites, right? All the other heathens know that the true Israelites are here in America, Babylon, and Great. And regardless if what vocab may say, or what these other apologists might say, or these white supremacists like to say, the true children of Israel are the Israelites that have been put in hardcore bondage from all these other nations, beginning with the so-called white man, which is Esau Edom. But anyways, I'm going to start off at Deuteronomy chapter 28, something simple and quick, which the apostles on down have broke this down a numerous amount of times, right? And it's pretty simple. This is light work, and I'm not being boastful or proud or anything when I said that. I'm saying that because, you know, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, right? Not only the apostles have broke this down, brother elders and bishops have broke it down too as well, right? And it just clicks. It clicks spiritually, right? And this is something that's hard to believe and understand when you truly, and then not even only that, if you have Edomites in the world, other Edomites in the world that say that the so-called black, Latino, and Native American people have been the most oppressed in the world, why that individual says something completely different. It is just a weak argument. But anyways, this is Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 64. And the Lord Yahweh shall scatter thee among all the people. These people are the other nations, from one end to from the one end of the earth even unto the other, right? And there thou shalt and there shalt thou serve other gods which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone, right? So that's another thing too, right? This is way written back in Deuteronomy, right? But we see in all of the other scriptures that Israelites always have been dealing with idolatry, right? And that's one of the biggest reasons we got kicked out of our land, right? Idolatry, treating our fellow Israelites wrong, right? Chasing after the heathen, living like the heathen, so on and so forth, right? And people, you know, and Israelites are known for being stiff-necked and rebellious people. But nonetheless, that's one of the big reasons of why we got kicked out the land, because why? Idolatry. And that's another thing too. Those people in Europe over there can go back and trace their lineage back to so on and so forth, right? You got Irish over there, you got Scottish over there, you have Englishmen, Dutch, Portuguese, so on and so forth, right? you have all of those nations over there. They could trace their lineage back, and they could go to their homeland. Most of them are in their homeland, right? Most of them could say, oh, well, my people are from this nation or this place, right? And we migrated over here during such and such. As Israelites, we can't exactly say that well, we can say that, but we can't go back into our own land, because why? Our enemy dwells in the land that we are in, right? A bastard shall dwell in Ashdod, right? Which the heathens, beginning with Esau, Edom, the Amalekites, the chief tribe of Edom, are in our land. And if we try to go over there, right, we're never going to be seen again, right? And so on and so forth, right? So from here, I'm going to go to verse 65. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. But the Lord Yahweh shall give thee a trembling of heart, and a failing of eyes, Salakia, and a sorrow of mind. And yeah, since we've been in captivity, since we got kicked, even before we got kicked out of our homeland, we had some of those issues. But now, when we got kicked out of our land, we have, right? We don't have no rest, right? We have to go to work day in and day out, right? We have to suffer day in and day out. We can't get an option to deal with the curses or not, right? The curses still hold. The curses are still on us, but nonetheless, right? We can't just, oh well, today I'm not going to be under the curses, or today I'm not going to be oppressed and vexed by one of our enemies. We don't have just to do that, right? We as Israelites have been taken out of our own land, been having to travel places in order to get to somewhere we could so-called call home, right? Even Baruch 2:30 goes into that, which I'm gonna grab, Lord willing. But that's another thing too, a sorrow of mind. A lot of Jake deal with illnesses mentally, right? We all have, right? Oh, we don't know. We don't have no assurance of anything, and the scripture's gonna say that too as well. Verse 68. Oh wait, I'm tripping. So verse 66. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shall have no assurance of thy life. And yeah, that's another thing too. We don't know if we're gonna shit. Really, we don't even know if we're gonna wake up the next day. You know, the moment you step out your house, you're a target, right? You're more, and they quite literally did studies about this. You just because you have a certain tint or color of your skin, you're more likely to get harassed by the police, right? You're more targeted and more likely to get labeled as a thief, as a murderer, so on and so forth. Now, obviously, some Israelites do, but just because some do, don't make the whole, all of the tribes of Israel guilty of those things, right? Just because you have a certain tint of your skin, you're automatically put under a stereotype. And why? Because Esau, Edom. Because why? The curse is simply put, in the morning thou shalt say, well, Yahweh, it were even, and at even thou shalt say, would it were morning, for the fear of thine heart wherewith thou shalt fear, and for the sight of thine eyes thou shalt see. And right, that's exactly what we're doing, right? Dealing with slavery, hardcore slavery, right? We wish it was nighttime. we don't have what's the word I want to use? Right, we don't have a dwelling place to call, or we don't have a place of dwelling or relaxation here. And that's funny because, you know, when you read the scriptures to Jake, they think, oh, well, you're just not trying hard enough. We always get told to get pulled by the bootstraps. We always told to try harder. You're not trying hard enough. Well, there's only so much you can do in order to get what you need or get to a certain level. There's no other way around it. There's only so much you can do, right? And the ultimate thing of doing is just selling out. And a lot of Jake do that. Because why? They think them selling out can help them avoid the curses. And you, as being an Israelite, you cannot avoid the curses. Right? Even us, and it's true, we deal with the curses. Right? And we, and Lord willing, like I'm being humble about that, Lord willing, of the hopeful elect, right? It being of the elect, but first with my apostles and elders and bishops, right? Being of the elect as myself as well, can say, oh, well, you know, we are of the elect. The elect have to go through slavery, right? We have to deal with the curses because why? We ultimately know how the end is going to be. But anyways, verse 68, the key point, and the Lord Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again. And right, this Egypt is talking about America, Babylon the Great, by the way thereof. Oh, Salakia. I'm going to reread that. And the Lord Yahweh thy power shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. And yet some of the key points is what? Being brought into Egypt again with ships. As Israelites, this Egypt is referred to as America, Babylon the Great. We was brought here by force, right? Dealing with the southern kingdom, including obviously I'm on the southern kingdom, but with the southern kingdom, the door of no return. We got taken from the west coast of Africa. Well, let me start here. Let me go back, right? We got kicked out of our land, Jerusalem. We was told to flee into the mountains, right? From there, Jake went to Africa, so on and so forth. And then those that didn't go to Africa, right, they went more eastward, right, in other places, right. Then after that, we would still be oppressed by our enemies. And then Edom comes with the slave trade, transatlantic slave trade, and what? We was taken by force, not by our own will, by force, over here, right, between Europe and Africa, over here from South America and North America, right? And we shall see it no more again. Yeah, we ain't gonna see our land no more. We got taken from the west coast of Africa, but we haven't seen our land since 70 AD. And then yeah, we were sold to our enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, which is pretty simple, right? We quite literally was sold to our enemies, Esau, Edom. You got the Dutch trading with the English, the Portuguese trading with the French, so on and so forth, right? And also, lastly, no man shall buy you, which means no man shall redeem you, right? Yahweh Shai got to redeem us. We can redeem ourselves. And Yahweh Shai is going to come back and save and deliver the elect of Israel. Now, from here, I'm going to jump to Baruch chapter 2. Grab this real quick. This is Baruch chapter, is that 2 and 30? Or, let me see. Yeah, this is Baruch chapter 2 and verse 30. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves. Right? Who's in the land of their captivity now? The Israelites. Who's calling upon the name of the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son? The Israelites. Really, the elect in the 1/3, but primarily what? The Israelites. All together, it's the Israelites, right? Those, the Balfour Declaration in 1948, right? They're not calling on the true name of the Heavenly Father. They over there committing the big G word, the capital G, right? And the scriptures say that the world shall not know war anymore. And that goes to show that those individuals over there in that land, those big nose, little hat, I don't want to say too much because I'm a girl off script. But either way, them fake Timu Israelites over there are not the real people. I'll say it to their face. But anyway, those Timu Israelites over there are quite literally not the people, right? You even could go, and there's been studies up and
studies, right? Research that's shown that all the bones that are in the land of Israel that have been buried there, they don't line up with the so-called Israelis, right? But anyways, verse 31, and shall know that I am the Lord, the power Yahweh, and I will give them a heart and ears to hear, and they shall praise me in the land of their captivity, and think upon my name. And yeah, that's what the elect are doing. The real Israelites are doing. They're calling upon the name of the Heavenly Father, and thinking upon the name of the Heavenly Father, day in and day out. This isn't some optional. This is not an option. This is exactly what we've been told to do. Verse 33, and return from their stiff neck and from their wicked deeds. Right, and the Israelites in the land of Israel now, the fake Israelites, ain't doing none of these things. They're not reflecting on their deeds. They didn't have a great awakening. Their third temple ain't being rebuilt. Right? For they shall remember the way of their fathers, which have sinned before the Lord. Right? And they're not doing that. They remember the way of their fathers by what? Oppressing the world and oppressing the true Israelites and the true Israelites. Verse 34, and I will bring them again into the land which I have promised an oath unto their fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and they shall be lords of it, and I will increase them, and they shall not be diminished. And yeah, if this was the case, if those were the real Israelites, the true Israelites, by blood, by lineage, over there in the land of Israel, this wouldn't be happening. Jacob's trouble would have already been passed, right? We wouldn't have to be dealing with war. There wouldn't be no more nukes, so on and so forth. And this is exactly what we're seeing now. So for those individuals to claim as if they're the true Israelites, that the Europeans or these Edomites are the real Israelites, that's not the case. So I'm going to grab the 2nd Ezra 6 real quick, and then I'm going to close out. Grab this real quick. This 2nd Ezra chapter 6. What verse is that? I'll start at verse 55. Actually, I'll start at verse 56. And as for the other people which also came of Adam, right? You had the sons of man, the sons of God, and the sons of the wicked, right? So including it being, the sons of man and the sons of the wicked, right? They are heathen, right? But there's a whole separate classification for the sons of men. Because why? They are our arch enemy, right? But thou hast said they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. Right? And now, O Lord, this Ezra is talking. He's talking like saying like, hey, like, why are we being shitted on? Why are we being treated like as if we're not the real Israelites when we know we're the real Israelites and the heathen are what? Lords over us, right? But anyway, verse 57, and now, O Lord Yahweh, behold, these heathen which have ever been reputed as what? Nothing, have begun to be lords over us and devour us. And yeah, this is exactly what these heathen are. They're nothing, right? The Heavenly Father have chosen the true Israelites to be, they was quite literally chosen out of all of the nations on the planet Earth to have the law, statutes, and commandments, which makes them separate, what makes them holy. These heathens don't give a damn about the law, statutes, and commandments. They don't pursue the Heavenly Father, right? They don't even call upon the name of Heavenly Father. The name of the Lord is dreadful among the heathen, right? This is exactly why those Timu Israelites and those European Edomites don't call upon. They have their own gods. They don't serve the Heavenly Father with one consent. So from there, I'm going to grab Deuteronomy 7 and 6, and then I'm going to close out. This is Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art holy and holy people unto the Lord thy power. The Lord Yahweh hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all the people that are on upon the face of the earth. And yeah, that goes to show that what? The Israelites are quite literally chosen to be separate. Well, holy goes into separate, right? Separate people, a separate and clean people from among these other nations. So, in other words, right, the Israelites was chosen to be a separate and people from these other nations, chosen by the Heavenly Father, right? And that goes to show that not all Israel's of Israel, not all of the Israelites. So, like y'all misquoted, not all of the Israelites and that's another thing too. Not all so-called white people are Israelites, right? You may have some Israelites in Europe, but a vast majority, the way he was saying and talking, as if all of the Israelites or a vast majority of the Israelites are in Europe, but no, that's not the case, right? But nonetheless, the true children of Israel is being oppressed over here in America, Babylon the Great, and no matter what anybody says, no matter if it's vocab or whoever, the true children of Israel is over here by blood in America, Babylon the Great. So with that, I'm going to give all praise and glory and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash. Lord, when this video is edified, and also next, Shalom.